Welcome to our animation entertainment channel.
The Monarch of the Seas, A Voyage of Dreams and Tragedy. This is the original story, reimagined in a new way. In the year 1912, a grand ship named the Ocean's Crown set sail on its maiden voyage from England to America. It was the most luxurious vessel ever built, a floating palace that carried dreams, love, and tragedy within its steel walls. Scene 1, the voyage begins. The Ocean's Crown was a spectacle of elegance, attracting the wealthy elite and hopeful immigrants alike. Among them was Eleanor Winslow, a young woman from an aristocratic family, trapped in an engagement with a cold and controlling businessman, Reginald Carter. On the other end of the social scale was Danny Sullivan, a free-spirited artist who had won his third-class ticket in a poker game. As Eleanor walked the grand decks, she felt suffocated by the expectations placed upon her. Meanwhile, Danny, excited by the adventure, sketched the ocean view from the lower decks. Their worlds collided when Eleanor, desperate to escape a moment of despair, climbed the railing at the ship's stern, staring into the endless sea. Danny was rushing towards her.
Whoa there, miss. The ocean's beautiful, but it's no place for a lady to dive into.
Eleanor, startled, and replied,
"You wouldn't understand."
Danny, grinning, and said,
"Try me."
That night, an unlikely friendship was formed as Danny showed Eleanor the joys of freedom, sneaking her into a lively third-class party where she danced for the first time without restraint. Two souls from different worlds found solace in each other, unaware of the fate that loomed ahead. Scene 2, Love and Conflict. As the days passed at the Ocean's Crown, Eleanor and Danny grew closer. She confided in him about her dreams of escaping a loveless marriage, and he encouraged her to choose her own destiny. But their romance was soon discovered by Reginald, who saw Danny as an unworthy distraction. Reginald coldly says,
"Stay away from her, Sullivan. She belongs to me."
Danny defiantly says,
"She's not a piece of property, Carter. She can decide for herself."
Eleanor, torn between duty and love, made her choice. She would leave with Danny when they reached America. But fate had other plans. Scene 3, The Iceberg. On the fateful night, while Eleanor and Danny stood at the bow of the Ocean's Crown, dreaming of their future, disaster struck. At 11:40 p.m., the Ocean's Crown met its match, a towering iceberg, silent and merciless. The Ocean's Crown, once thought unsinkable, was now at the mercy of the sea. Panic spread as the Ocean's Crown tilted. Lifeboats were lowered, but the wealthy were prioritized. Reginald forced Eleanor onto a lifeboat against her will. Eleanor crying out,
"Danny, I won't leave you."
Danny holding her hands briefly and says,
"You have to live, Eleanor. Promise me you'll live."
As she was lowered away from the Ocean's Crown, she watched Danny disappear into the chaos. He helped others onto rafts, giving up his own chance at survival. The Ocean's Crown broke apart and slipped beneath the waves, taking Danny with it. Scene 4, A Promise Fulfilled. Eleanor survived, clutching to the memory of Danny's last words. She built a life for herself in America, becoming an artist in his honor. Years passed, but Eleanor never forgot. The boy who gave her freedom had been lost to the sea, but his spirit lived on in every painting she created. In her old age, she stood by the ocean, whispering his name to the waves. Eleanor softly whispered,
"I kept my promise, Danny. I lived."
"The sea, endless and eternal," whispered back.